Okay, so it is Monday, which means it's time to start another reading vlog. Yeah, let's jump right in. So, I finished Starsight, which I have things to say. First of all, I'll start off by saying, yay, I've completed a goal, which I have a goal that I'm trying to achieve between the months of October and December 2020. And one of those two goals that I have is to complete open-ended series. This is not the final book in the Skyward series, but this is the most recently published book in that series. So now for the downer. This book didn't always hold my attention. It is some 400 and something pages long book. Could have just been cut in half. I love my dude, Mr. Brando Sando, so much, and it pains me to talk about one of his books in a negative light, but I just felt that there were many moments within this book where Brandon Sanderson sort of expanded the plot where he really didn't need to. I finished this book quicker than I thought I would, but not for positive reasons. I finished it quicker than I thought I would because I was getting so sick of this book that I just wanted to finish it. I will say that the ending was really good. And Brandon Sanderson writes endings like no other author that I've ever read. But as far as the rest of the plot was concerned, I don't know. I thought that the book could have easily been halved, made into like a 250 page book, and we still would have gotten the same thing. It just wouldn't have lagged. I ended up giving this book 4 stars, but that was an objective rating rather than a subjective one. I think that it's a good book. I think it's well written. I think there are people out there who are going to love this book and be really excitedly anticipating the release of book number 3. There are anticipated to be 4 books in the series, but I don't know. I'm just not one of them if Brandon Sanderson continues to make these books much longer than they need to be. I'm excited to see where the series is going to go. I just think that the name Brandon Sanderson is rather synonymous with the term tome, 500 plus page books. So I get that he writes long books. I just feel that he doesn't need to, particularly with his YA books. This is a YA series. So this is the second YA series that I'm reading of his. I recently completed the Reckoners series, which is a YA series, and I felt that those books were done really well and they had a really reasonable amount of pages, but I don't know. That's my thought on this. I thought it was okay. I gave it 4 stars because I think objectively it is a good book. But as far as personally, subjectively, it just didn't grab me because it lagged way too much. I then picked up the next book that I'm going to read, which is this book, Veronica Roth's Chosen Ones. This is an ARC, an advanced reader copy that I received. This falls under the second goal that I have to read books that were on my pre-April TBR. I am there, which is 108 pages into this 400 and something odd page book, and a little interesting factoid, I was trying to look up the genre of this book so I could tell you guys what it is, but everyone seems to be confused as to what to call this book. Some people are calling it a sci-fi, some people are calling it a romance, some people are calling it a fantasy, some people are saying it's YA, some people are saying it's an adult book. I will say it's an adult book purely because there is a certain amount of swearing that occurs in the book. Not enough for me to DNF. To me, anytime someone swears, it instantly becomes an adult book in my mind. But I'm also having trouble categorizing this, so hopefully by the time we next check in, I'll be able to give you what I feel is the main genre for this book. It revolves around these chosen ones, these people that were chosen to battle a dark being. They defeated that dark being prior to the book beginning, and now we are experiencing their lives post having defeated this being. I like the idea of this book. I think it was a very great idea, very creative idea of Veronica Roth to rather than start this series off by selecting the people who are going to fight the Dark One, then have them fight the Dark One, we are now seeing the aftermath of that, which is something that I don't think books do enough in general, show enough of the aftermath. So I love that this book is starting with the aftermath, and I'm enjoying it. It's part narration, part media clips, so there are moments where the members of the crew are being interviewed and we get to see transcripts of that, which makes it an intriguing read. That's been pretty good. And yeah, we'll see how we go with this one. Now, I'm just going to quickly do some housekeeping. So I was talking to you guys last time in a very convoluted way about what I was going to do because I was gulping at my TBR and didn't know how I was going to fit in The Way of Kings. Once I finish Chosen Ones, I'm going to pick up The Shadow of the Wind, which again I'm going to apologize because I kept calling it The Shadow of What Was Lost. Thank goodness for editing so I could show you guys my error there. Once I've read both of those books, then I'm going to read The Way of Kings, and I've set aside the rest of my month to do that. But I want to take my time with The Way of Kings. For now, these are the two books I showed you in this clip, and thanks to some fancy schmancy editing, we're going to jump forward in time to Friday, where I can tell you how I'm feeling about this book. So let's head over to Friday right now. So I finished Chosen Ones, and it was fine. I gave it 3 stars, and I'll tell you why. While the book started off really, really well, and I appreciated Veronica Roth's originality as far as wanting to show these superheroes in a day-to-day life, we get to a point about a quarter or so of the way into the book where, due to a set of reasons, our superheroes need to battle another dark being, and I just didn't appreciate that. Like, because I appreciated that this book was so different and following these heroes in their day-to-day lives, this is something that we don't see in any other book. This book, to me, was celebrating the aftermath, and it was so good. And then the fact that we had to go into a battle anyway, I get it. I get why she had to do that, because not a lot of people will probably appreciate the first quarter of this book like I did. And so I get it, but I don't know. I just felt that it would have been better to just have them going through their day-to-day lives. If this book was a novelette and it was just the first quarter of the book, I think I would have given it 5 stars. I will say there's some interdimensional alternate reality moments that occur in this book, and I liked seeing that. I wish it was a novelette because I would have appreciated it that much more. I then picked up my second and final Murphy Napier buddy read book of the month, The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. This book is... this book is beautiful. I believe this book is a historical fiction, and coming into 2020, I'm someone who didn't even know that that genre existed, and then I read The Book Thief, and I walked away thinking, yeah, historical fiction is not for me, but I believe this is, and I am loving this book so far. So we'll quickly show you where I'm up to. I'm there, which is page 182 out of 521. And that's just today. I read 182 pages. That's how much I'm loving this book. The writing style of Carlos Ruiz Zafón, and there he is just so beautiful. I'm loving this book. It feels like lyrical writing, but it's not. It feels like nice flowery writing, but it's not. The writing style is rather simplistic and easy to read. It's not overcomplicated at all, but there's just so much beauty within this book, and I'm getting a bit emotional over here. I hope that everyone else loves it as much as I do. We are following a guy whose name is Daniel, and he is taken by his father to a bookstore that sells old books. And the owner sells him a book, and he ends up liking that book, and he then meets the owner's niece, who turns out she's blind, and so her uncle reads her books every night, and one book that she owns that she loves is a book called The Shadow of the Wind. What ensues is a type of mystery to discover more about the author. All in all, this is just a beautiful tale, and I've enjoyed every single moment that I've spent with this book so far, and it is a book that is revolutionizing my perception of historical fiction, which is saying a lot. So my plan for the rest of the weekend is to finish off The Shadow of the Wind, and then my next read, which is, I'll put a picture of it up there, which is the book The Forest of Silence. This is a book that a subscriber recommended for me to read. The premise sounds really amazing. Once I get through The Forest of Silence, I'm going to jump right into The Way of Kings. This is because I have such a mammoth October TBR, and one of my biggest fears with this October TBR is my 1119 page double tome, The Way of Kings, but it is coming very, very soon, and I'm very excited about that. I will leave that there and let you guys go with peace, blessings, and so much love. If you like this video, then don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, and all those notifications, all those good things, and I will see you next Sunday with my next reading vlog. In the meantime, I post videos every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I'll see you again soon. Mwah! Thanks for watching, and happy reading! Bye guys! Bye!